Yeah, yeah, we are. We're gonna hang out with Andy Nonchalant this afternoon. Andy just had lunch. He just had lunch. That's me. I'm Andy. I'm Andy. You know, I'm just a guy. I'm just another guy. I'm just a you know I I'm I don't know. I don't know what to say about myself. I got a lot of things going on, kind of too much, and they're not. They don't make any sense to me. They're very upsetting, and just the world doesn't make much sense. And this is just who I get to be, right? Like, I got my mom and dad, and like and then boom, there I am in the world, just doing this stuff, just coming out and talking to people in the way that I know how, and making faces in the way that I know how, that mom and dad taught me to do, right? But to tell you the truth, it takes a lot of effort, right? It's hard work just doing the simplest things. It's very difficult. It's I'm kind of barraged with pain, frankly, with pain of like just being, like, for instance, it hurts my face to do this, to talk like this. So every so often I have to massage my face like this. I'm gonna do it now. There, that feels a little bit better. Maybe I'll try to calm down and I'll try to avoid the pain, because, you know, it's like you have, in a way, it's like you got the angel over here, and you got the devil over here, and you don't know which way, you don't know which way you're gonna go, like, black and white, or up or down, every little decision, 0 or 1, sun or moon. It's endless decision making, and the whole. I'm okay with the Buddhist thing, because those guys, they're just sit and just breathe, right? Breathing is I'm going to interpret that to mean keep it simple, Andy, right? Keep it simple. There's a it's like a mathematical equation. If you got all the complexity on one side of the equal sign, and you got a lot of complexity on the other side, and if you can figure out the puzzle, some of those things cancel each other out. So by the time you're done, x equals 22, and that's a big step, because it's the same thing. It's like, go to the library, go to the grocery store, go get milk. That's on one side of the equation sign. Other side, have meaning in your life. Get gasoline in the car, and then talk to your mom on the phone. Now, some of those things cancel each other out. So by the time you're done, you're like, milk equals gasoline. And frankly, it kind of does, right? Like, it's just breathing is okay. So that's important. I'm big on simplicity. There's just, we've been seduced. We have been seduced. I have been seduced. Andy has been seduced to believe that there's actually something to do in the world, and I mean, what, we're, average lifespan of an American, what's that going to be? I don't know, 75, 80, something like that. And I mean, we're gonna make it, on average, statistically, we're gonna get there, as long as we don't all murder each other before then. But so I just want to relax about it. It's a daily effort. You know, wake up, and the guy on this shoulder says, "Okay, what are you going to do today?" The guy on this shoulder says, "Just chill. Like, you don't have to do that much, or just try to take it easy." So, what am I saying to you? What are you hearing from me? Like, maybe we could do that together and let's just take it easy. It's just, there's not a lot that needs to be done. You got your stamp collection, you got your coin collection, you maybe have one or two pairs of shoes, and if you like hats, you got your warm hat, you got your bowler, you got your fedora, you got your sun hat, you got your goofy, you got your pointy hat. All of those things, they're helpful. It's good to have a wide array, I think, because you can, it gives you the illusion that the world is big, or that, it keeps it interesting. I mean, there's no doubt varieties the spice of life, but you don't need a lot of money. That's a key. You don't need a lot of money. It's the keeping up with the Joneses is probably the biggest disease we've got. Like, I want you to be successful. No, I mean, you can live in a pretty small and untidy place, and you want it to be safe, and you want your kids to be safe. I grant you that. That's not easy, and it's hard to get money, because it's almost like it requires conjuring. You got to convince somebody else that that they've got to give it to you. Like, hey, give me some money. I need some money, and in exchange for that, I'll fix your plumbing in your house. I can do that. I can do that. I mean, everybody has a skill. I can fix the holes in your socks. I've done that. I've done that a few times. I can cook you a meal. Like, well, I don't know. Do you like cream of corn soup? I'm pretty good at that. I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to keep it easy. Like, there's just too much about being vertical, and I don't like that. I mean, I'm not sure. I should be like this, right? I should be sideways. I should be like, taking a nap. Napping is good. It's a sad and frankly unhealthy endeavor to try to overproduce. There's I'm very excited about technology, and I mean, the fact that humans have been on the moon and are planning on going to other planets, and we can talk to our friends and family on the other side of the planet. That's exciting, and it's hard to get that done unless you're being vertical and you're working. But that said, you don't have to overdo it. You gotta. I feel like my whole thing is to just recognize the minimum effort needed to get the work done, because work is overrated. Think about it. Like, workaholism it's a real thing. It's a killer. It's a ripe ground for heart attacks and headaches and stress. Like, no, Andy Nonchalant just does not believe in work. It's luxurious, you might think, but you got to give stuff up. You just realize you don't need as much money as they say you do. There's lots of places on the planet to live where you can get by. Hang on, it's time for my massage. here we are talking about, we're talking about money, and that's a big topic. I don't deny that, and you can tell I don't have it all worked out. I mean, you know, the whole 1%, 1%. That's kind of scary and fucked up. Or like, what are those people doing with all the money? And we here in America, we've seemed to have gotten ourselves into a kind of vortex of the 1% have it, and the 1% make the laws, and the 1% reduce taxes on the 1%, and they're just gonna fuck themselves up, because the 99% are gonna get very angry and say, hey, wait a minute, just because you have the money doesn't mean you deserve the resources. It's not gonna last. It never does. It never does. And look, think about it, guys. You don't need all that money. Give it away, and don't just give it away. Let the 99% know that you're giving it away by changing the laws, by funding the politicians that want to tax you. The trickle down is a joke. It's a joke. It's a bad joke. It's going to be a violent joke. I'm sorry to say. That's what history seems to show us. And it's going to be not like it's like vomiting or sneezing, where all the energy just gets accumulated, and then all of a sudden, just mass murder because people are pissed off. People are pissed off. I'm not advocating violence in any way. Andy Nonchalant is a non-violent guy. I'm just saying, like my old history teacher used to say, a word to the wise is sufficient. Anyway, I don't mean to get down on y'all about that. I try to avoid pain. It's a painful subject, but I don't know what's a fun subject. My go-to is sugar, sugar and maple syrup. And I learned about a new one. There's agave syrup. It says low glycemic. I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe, is that marketing? Is that marketing? I find myself, I'm closing my eyes even more and more. And I don't know, it's like I gotta be here. I gotta look at you here. Let me actively open my eyes so I can see you. It might be a little disturbing too, but it's otherwise I'm just naturally I'm closing my eyes. It's getting warm in here, so let me take off my jacket. You can see my my cool new yellow sweater. There we go. I got this sweater for Christmas from my wife. I like it. Anyway, Andy's, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, we're trying to stay with good things, right? Like I said, sugar and maple syrup. Those are good. I've said this before. I like mint. I like, although what I've been drinking a lot lately is chamomile tea. It kind of goes with Andy, it's I don't know what medicinal properties it has, but and it's chamomile. It's like it makes me think of the color of this sweater, but it seems to be harder and harder to find tea bags of chamomile tea that are organic, and I like that. Now I don't really know why I'm talking to you about this stuff. Like I don't know if you care about organic foods or not. I do. Chemicals scare me. Chemicals are like, in my mind, like chemicals are they're just fucking things up, and we shouldn't be eating them. Yeah, maybe it's increasing food production, Like maybe, some people say that if we just had organic farming, we wouldn't be able to feed the population. I don't know. I think I'm skeptical. I think if we want to deal with the population, we should underpopulate, like birth control and all that stuff, or like what's his name, Kurt Vonnegut said, maybe we should just shrink people so they're 6 inches tall with less impact, and we wouldn't have to feed them as much. That's a crazy idea. It's a great idea. It's brilliant. I like Kurt Vonnegut. He's funny. He's really funny. I said this before too. I like fun a lot. I like fun. Fun is, it's kind of like the basic philosophy of Andy Nonchalant. Somebody told me that, that, I don't remember his exact words, but he said, Andy was in alignment with the Church of the Subgenius. And I don't know much about this Church of the Subgenius, but just the idea sounds, makes sense to me. Like, I'm skeptical of the genius, right? Like, we're all kind of geniuses. And you know who's the super geniuses? Are babies. I love babies. But, Andy Nonchalant is in complete alignment with babies, infants. The littler, the better. I just love the way those little critters, they are at the mercy of gravity. They have no idea what to do. And also, what I love, that they're just there. They're like, they don't understand tomorrow or yesterday. They don't understand what's going on, that another room exists outside the room they're in, or another, you know what I noticed? I have a daughter, actually I have a grown-up daughter, and so I had the the pleasure of watching her grow up, and I loved it. And you know what was interesting? As she got older, like, she's 1 year old, and then she's 2 years old, and 3 years old. I don't remember the exact details. But as she got older, you could see that she, oh, forget it. You want a science experiment? I could tell you some. You want scientific information? I could tell you some. This is interesting. So, all right, I'll tell you anyway. If you don't want any like data, just fast forward maybe 3 minutes. It'll be quick. Anyway, so when she was first born, you could see she was like, be here now. She just not only that, like just a bundle of need. Put food in me, keep me warm, and then keep me clean, all that basic stuff. But then a little bit, when she starts to, she can sit up, and she gets a little older, then she can walk, crawl, and she's exploring the room. But, you still, she can explore the room, but she still barely understands that there's like another block in the city, or another neighborhood. No idea. And then she's talking, and she understands the concept of here, like in the room, in the house, maybe in the neighborhood. Does she understand like across the bay? No. Another state? No. And like as she gets older, her awareness of space just gets bigger. Like, and now, of course, like us as adults, you understand. You live in a house, in a neighborhood, in a state, in a country. There's other countries on the planet. There's other planets in the solar system. Your mind gets bigger, and similarly, with time, like babies, they don't understand tomorrow or yesterday. Hold on, I gotta massage my face again. Yeah, that's better. So, I was talking about babies, and I just love the little critters. Right? They're just fascinating. They're like professors. You know, like you can learn so much from watching them, thinking about them. There should be a college where you go to where, you know, all of the professors are infants. You know, you just, there's like a lecture hall of 500 people, and there's the baby is at the lectern, and maybe there's a video screen at them, and they're just sitting there drooling and, you know, just gurgling, and you know, there's babies staring off into space or staring at the corner of the lectern, and you know, the lectern is made out of it's made out of stained oak. You know, some furniture maker made this thing, and it's made out of oak wood, right? And it was stained a dark color to bring out the grain, and then it was, you know, it was covered with polyurethane varnish, so it's a little bit shiny, and it's, you know, it's made out of real wood, so it's like an inch thick on the edge, and there's this edge sticking out, and it's kind of sharp, and the light is falling on the corner of this oak lectern, and so there are 3 shades of light at the lectern, you know, on this little corner. I'm talking about a field of view that's like, I don't know, 3 inches in diameter, and so, you know, on the top, the light from the fluorescent lights in the classroom, it's pretty bright, you know, kind of bright, showing on the oak, the stained oak wood. And then on the side, it's a little bit darker, and then in the front, facing the baby, it's even darker. And the baby's just looking at this thing, thinking, well, what is this? It seems to be one object, but it's got 3 different colors on it. That's really odd. That's really odd. And what, you know, the baby's thinking, when the baby, like, you know, moves his hand in front of his face, and it casts a shadow on the corner of the lectern. Like, what is that? You know, what does that mean? Like, why is it changing so drastically from light to dark? And it's happening because of me, the baby thinks. My hand is changing the world, because this is my world at the moment, the baby thinks. And that's that, you know, and you know, if you're a student in the baby's classroom and you're able to absorb and sense that that's what's happening with the baby, like, that's a big lesson. That you know, it's a lesson about focus, and it's a lesson about electromagnetic waves, and it's a lesson about wood and sanding wood in such a way that it can be smooth, and finishing wood. You know, that's like shop class and physics class and perception and psychology. You know, there's a lot that, you know, that's the university of the baby. That's pretty good. The university of the baby.